Caught up with Ekta Kappor and Sameer Nair, and here's a slice of that conversation. He began by asking them how do they plan to fight it out, survive and grow in the digital space.
The amount of content you need to actually make a difference, you have to hold on, you need more money, which is of course what we have to do later, raise more. But the actual game has never been money. If that was the case, you wouldn't own 70% of the market. There have been production set up by all the big boys in India, and they haven't taken over from all the, in fact, if you have your competition as far as content creation in India, none of the big boys or the Indian arms have been able to create content. They've only survived because they've been the platforms, and platforms with deep pockets to do distribution. This medium does not require deep pockets for distribution, and content is actually going to be the only deciding factor. So are you seeing the change in the thought? Because eventually, if you don't need that distribution muscle, what you need is marketing, and you need content. Who are the people who made content in India and with a brand recall? If you go to an Indian in America or in any other part, in movies is Dharma or Yashraj, and it's TV is Balaji. And if you see the kind of shows being consumed on the net has been ours.
It could be said as a Desi Netflix, right?
We would not, because the Desi Netflix will have to get a little local and be called local Balaji.
Okay, I'll come to Sameer. Okay, now I really want to talk about numbers with you. Okay, so people want to know, as the analysts on the street, with all Balaji, what are you targeting? EBITDA break even by when, number of subscribers, ARPUs and all.
Well, currently, the way we are approaching it, we launched now April 16th. We're looking at a break-even in about 3.5 years. We're looking at a break-even number of between 4 and 5 million subscribers. We've priced the app really competitively. We are operating at, by that time, we'll be at between an ARPU of between 60 to 90 rupees per month as a blended average. We are going to be available globally, so that's India and all the Indians abroad. That's the sort of broad play of going for these numbers.
So 4-5 million subscribers, 60 to 90 rupees ARPUs, meaning that you can generate a sales of anywhere between
300 to 400 crores, maybe a little more.
That means your sales, what you do right now, could double.
Oh, of course.
In the next 3-4 years.
Of course, that's the whole plan. See, because when you look at Balaji as a company, the TV business does really well currently, but it's a cost-plus model. That's the model that the TV business is. This business, we create the content, we get it created for us, we own the platform, we own the customer, and the delta for this, I'm saying 4 to 5 million by 2020. It could be 10 to 20 million by 2020, because that delta is really, how well the content works.
So even I assume 4 to 5 million, okay,
right.
Keeping it on conservative side, what margins can we expect in this business?
See, the margin in the business is the absolute cost of content creation, while it will keep growing because we'll create more and more content and we'll be more ambitious in the content creation.
So I think you start with what, 5 episodes?
We start with 5 shows of 10 to 12 episodes each.
About 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, and that will scale up to?
And that will go up to, in the year, we'll do about 32 shows of 10 to 12, 15 episodes per show. So that's like about 250 to 300 hours of original content. We are also creating kids content, some original kids content. So there's a lot of offering. And it's unique, it's exclusive, it's premium, and it's not available anywhere else.
So sorry, I just want to, so you're saying that 350 to 400 crore sales could be generated by Alt Balaji in the next 3 to 4 years with margins of what, 20
in the
25?
Fourth year,
in the
not
fourth year.
Overall.
Okay.
Yeah, in the fourth year.
With margins of 20-25%.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised, why do other big OTT platforms, okay, Hotstar, I've just read about it, okay, they're still making EBITDA losses, right? And they have deep pockets and everything,
well,
and they have number of subscribers which is
huge.
It's
It's not in my place to comment, but Hotstar is a free app. It's an advertising supported model. It is essentially mirror and catch up of the Star TV content, and the IPL is the big play. So, I mean, their model is dependent on advertising. It's an advertising model. It's not a subscription model.
So the number of subscribers, what you mentioned, is not only limited to India, right?
No, obviously not. Indians across.
It's a global. And what could be the percentage you guys are eyeing in terms of India and overseas?
I think about an 80-20 split. Actually, Balaji, over the last 20 years, with all the TV content that's been created, is an extremely popular brand. Which is why when we were setting up the app, we wanted it to be called Alt Balaji. So it's an immediate recognition. And Ekta and all her programs are extremely popular all over the world.
Internationally, if you go to see the number that a Kumkum Bhagya gets in America, just for Z, it's the biggest driver. Alone that even in fact it's around GRP to Z, and it's the biggest show in America. Now for us, what we're doing is we're not only going to create our own daily soaps, we're going to create which are meant for the urban Indian. So actually no longer can I create those shows for TV anymore. There's Kasam Se, Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, which there's a global Indian or the city Indian.
So I'm sure they pay much more than what you guys are estimating
So
as the ARPOs in India, right?
as we're concerned, the big game, so 25% is a margin we look at. But tomorrow, if you go on and do 10 million subscribers, your margins will become
Operating
500.
leverage, yeah.
So the whole idea is you have to make a business proposal on the margins. But the fact of the matter is, I have seen that with content. Basically, our average of about 8 to 10 shows, we've always had about a 65% success rate, which is unheard of in a channel. So if you put all the GRP of all the shows of Balaji in one channel, you would be the #1 channel.